Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to make a fractured card, and this is a 5x7 top folded base card, just done in white. Now with the next die down to my nesting dies, I've cut myself a white layer and a pink layer. So with the white layer, I've put that through an embossing folder, and that will give me a pattern that looks like this. And with this pink layer, I've used the next die down and run those through together, and that's created a frame for me. So this is where I'm up to now with my cards. So I have my base layer that's embossed, my frame and my base card. Now from some spare card, I've cut myself a 2-inch square. One side of it I've stamped, and then I've embossed that in another folder, and that will give me that to sit on the front of my cards. Now with this embossed layer, I'm just going to take some spun sugar and I'm just going to run over the top of it very lightly with the ink pad. And that just puts another layer onto my cards. Now I've also done that again with another spare piece of card, and from that I have cut my butterflies. Now I don't know which way round I want my butterflies. I don't know whether I want that on the bottom and that on the top, or the other way around. So I've cut both just to make sure that I know, just to try which one I want. Now also from the pink card, I've cut myself some really thin strips, and these are about 1/2 centimetre. So I'm going to need 4 really long ones. We can pop those on one side for another card. So now we've got all the components needed to make our card. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my happy birthday sentiment, and I'm going to add this on the card where I would like it. Now you can have it up at the top, in the middle, down at the bottom, wherever you would like that card. But I'm going to add that now with some glue. So we'll pop that in place where I would like it on my card. Make sure it's straight. So we can use a T ruler to make sure that that's straight. So I'm just going to make sure that those points run down the ruler. There we go. So once we have that in place, we can put these strips in next to it. So I'm just going to add my glue down this, and I'm going to glue this in place alongside the square, butted up to it, not overlapping it, butted up to it and running off the edge of the card at both ends. And then we can add the other strip going exactly the same down this side. And so again we'll butt this up to the square, and we'll have it running off the edge of the card at both ends. And then we'll fill in the other two to do exactly the same. So they need gluing into place as well. So once you have these glued in place and they're dry, you can snip off the extra pieces on the edges. Now once you've done that, you can add the framework around the whole lot, and that will sit on there. So now we can add this piece to the base card, and we'll just add this in with some glue. Make sure that it's nice and even. They have a small border just around all the edges, and press that down. And now we can add in the butterfly. So now we have to decide which way around we want this. Do we want the patterned piece on the bottom and the pink on the top, or do we want the plain pink on the bottom and the patterned piece on the top? And I think this one. So we'll glue this in place along the body line. So we'll just add that there, and we'll make sure it's all level. We'll leave the wings loose so that they can float, and we'll add this in along there. Now another thing I want to do is add in some pearls, and these are not quite the same shade of pink as I want for my card, and so I've taken an alcohol marker and I'm just going to go over the pink with the marker, and that will change the colour of the pearls, and then I can add these into my design. And we'll colour some more in and add some smaller ones. We'll put that one there. So we'll colour some smaller ones in and we'll add those to the design as well. So there's our card completed with the beautiful pink pearls on it and the butterfly with its wings floating in the breeze. This is a fractured card. Now I'm sure it was called something else at one point, but I can't remember what. So there's our 5x7 card finished, but I'm going to make a smaller one. I'm going to make an A6 one, and for this I'm going to use some designer card. I've stamped my sentiment onto 2-inch squares. That was a 2.5-inch square. This is a 2-inch square, and I'm going to have these overlapping in the centre, and then I'm going to add the silver down each side. And this time we won't bother with a frame. We'll just add this into the cards. So that's what it's going to look like when I've glued it all in place, and we can trim that off, and then we can decorate that with some pearls as well. So I'll go off camera and I'll glue all this in place. So there are two fractured cards, one's 5x7, the other is A6. They've both got the diamond shapes tilted at an angle, and one is done with a frame, the other one is done without. This is white and silver with navy blue, and this is pink and white with an embossed background. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.